As T.S. Eliot says, every moment is a fresh beginning. Fresh morning and welcome you all to the sixth day of Faculty Development Program on the topic Interactive and Experiential Learning Approach for Cultivating Innovation Among Students. Sunshine is a welcome thing. It brings a lot of brightness. Would like to call Dr. John Manogaran, Head Department of Banking and Insurance, SNMB Cash, to deliver the welcome address.
A warm greetings and a pleasant morning to one and all present here. Knowledge is power. Power is gained by sharing knowledge. It's my great privilege and honor in welcoming our distinguished guest, Dr. R. Kannan, Associate and Head, Department of Botany, NGM College, Pollachi, who's here today to offer his expertise and to share his knowledge on the sixth day of FTP program on interactive and experiential learning approach for cultivating innovation amongst students. On behalf of SNME Management, our beloved Principal, Dr. B. Subramanian, staff of SNME CAS, we welcome you, sir. I would like to submit my warm regards and welcome our SNME Management in their absentia for their kind patronage. I very much feel honored in welcoming our Principal, Dr. B. Subramanian, who have been a great inspiration and motivation and in mentoring in organizing the 7 days FTP program. I welcome you, sir. I would like to greet and welcome Dr. P. Manjula Devi, Manjula Suresh, Dean Languages, Dr. T.P. Krishnakumar, Director of MBA, to this program. I would like to extend my warm welcome to IQAC Cell team and its convener, Mr. S. Kaunti, Head Department of Mathematics, who have worked tirelessly in organizing this program. We welcome you, ma'am. I extend my warm welcome to all heads of the department, teaching faculty, and various participants who are visually connected to this program across the country. Nevertheless, I would like to appreciate the efforts of FTP Cell, and I like to greet Dr. K. Bakiraj and his technical team for their fullest commitment in making this program a great success. At the outset, I wish you all a great learning today. I welcome you all once again.
Thank you, sir. I'm honored to welcome today's guest, Dr. R. Kannan, Associate Professor and Head Department of Botany, NGM College, Pollachi. Is having 24 years of academic excellence. He has been associated with many government-funded projects. He acted as a co-investigator in the research project screening sewage of Gulf of Manna for this antioxidant properties, sponsored by UGC. He has been a member in various bodies. 17 MPhil scholars and 5 PhD scholars have been working under his guidance. Such an eminent personality is there amongst us. I would like to invite Dr. R. Kannan, Associate Professor, Head Department of Botany, will lecture today's topic, Interactive and Experiential Learning Approach for Cultivating Innovation Among Students. Sir, forum is yours.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Is it okay now? Am I audible? Good morning, all of you.
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Good morning, all of you. Most respected principal of SNME CAS, the IKC coordinator, Dr. Kaunti, and the organizing team of this particular workshop, and the faculty members from all the department of SNME CAS, and also the participants from various colleges, various institutions. I'm very happy to be with you in this morning as a guest speaker to speak on a topic about learning methodologies. So first of all, I would like to thank the principal and the college authorities for giving me an opportunity to participate in this program as a guest. So far we have been witnessing, I think, 6 lectures all about this NAAC oriented issues. So today this topic is something different, and we are going to talk something about learning strategies. So how best we can elevate ourselves and also elevate the level of students to learn using the modern teaching technologies. So in that respect, I am going to discuss something in my presentation. I hope this will be very helpful to you. And if you want to ask anything, you may interrupt me, Otherwise, at the end, you can also ask some questions. So, shall I proceed now?
Sir, please, sir.
Shall I proceed? Shall I proceed with the presentation? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So let me open my presentation using my PowerPoint here. So the topic given to me is interactive and experiential learning. So how best that will cultivate innovations among the students. So that is what the topic I am selecting to speak in this webinar. So we know the days are changing in a very different way, and we are all able to meet only virtually. So we are not able to meet in person. Anyhow, we are able to manage this situation, and we have to thank this cyberspace. Because of this cyberspace, we are able to meet this virtual meeting. So using this virtual meeting, all the institutions are handling classes, and also students are attending classes. Everything is going on virtually. So in that way, the institutions are also conducting webinar virtually, and I'm fortunate. I'm getting a chance to participate in this webinar, and I have given a topic interactive and experiential learning, cultivating innovations among students. So to begin with, I would like to formally open my lecture. So I would like to refer Thiruvalluvar's this Thirukural Kedi Velichellum Kalvi Oruvarukkum Aadalam Matravai. Everybody knows that education is nothing but a wealth. So it is the only wealth which can help an individual to elevate his standard of life. So we have to go for getting this education at any means. By using any means, we have to move forward to get the higher level of education. So because that is the wealth. And when we come to education, and I would like to refer several celebrities, how they are responding about the education, present day education. Einstein told that I never teach my students, I only provide the conditions in which they can learn. So instead of teaching, we have to create an atmosphere so that the students can learn on their own. That was the idea given by Einstein long back, but still it is applicable. The very effort of this particular webinar is to find the methodology which can help the students to learn their own and elevate their standard of learning. So we need to provide various kinds of environments, maybe offline environment or online environment, whatever it is, we need to provide a very comfortable environment to the students so that the students can adopt all those methodologies and they can learn on their own. So nowadays, all the institutions and all the educators, they are all moving forward to frame various kinds of teaching methodologies and new education policies so that the students can obtain benefits from those policies and they can increase the level of learning. So we need to provide such a kind of environment. And here I would like to refer Plato. So here, bodily exercise, when compulsory, does no harm to the body. So whatever exercise we are doing, how many gyms we are visiting, how many portions we are taking, it doesn't matter. It will not spoil the body. As far as the knowledge is concerned, knowledge is acquired under compulsion, obtains no hold on the mind. So the philosophers, they themselves, realized all these and they put all these quotes like this. So whatever knowledge we are giving, so if you are giving all those knowledge, if you are giving all this learning under compulsion, we don't get any fruits from there. So we should not compel the people to learn. So we need to develop a methodology so that the students can adopt that, students can pick that methodology and they can learn on their own. So we know it is a very famous quote, these winners do the things differently. And we know Sugera in his book, You Can Win, on the wrapper itself, we know that we are able to find the winners don't do different things. They do things differently. So it means winners do the things differently. So to do the things differently, one must be creative and he has to think laterally and he has to go out of box. So he has to think in an unusual way and he has to think in a different way so that he can evolve different ideas and different methodologies that can help him to evolve various kinds of frameworks that will help the students to adopt a methodology. So here our aim is to get win in the studies, how to get success in the studies. In order to get success in the study, you can also adopt this methodology. Winners do the things differently. So if the students are, we need to make the students think in a different way. If they are able to think in a different way, definitely they will get success in their career. So they should be very creative. It means we need to create a creative environment, and they should think laterally. So we are talking about this vertical movement and horizontal movement. So we need to provide all those kind of chances, vertical movement and horizontal movements in all the way. It means we need to provide some 360-degree learning experience to the students. If you are able to give that kind of a 360-degree experience to the students, definitely they will become winners in their life. And we need to provide various kinds of environments, various kinds of openings to them so that they can go out of their box to think and find newer ideas. So today that is a challenge actually, how to think differently. It is the big challenge today. So we need to ask our students to think in a different way. If they are able to think different in a different way, and they are the 21st century students and they are the successful learners. So innovation is the buzzword. Everybody is talking about innovation. So we need to go for innovating it. Whatever task we are taking, we need to go for innovating it. We know that creativity is thinking of new things. Creativity is thinking of new things, but innovation is doing new things. So instead of thinking newer ideas, we need to make our students to do newer things. For that purpose, several tools are available, and we need to provide all these tools in our curriculum. In our learning methodologies, we need to provide all these facilities so that the students can go for, doing newer things. And we understand taste differs. So a chocolate preferred by one student is not a chance of other student. So the taste is largely different from student to student, individuals to individual. So they are varying with varying interest. So we have a student-centric education, where we are talking about student-centric education, but nowadays we have to go for student-specific education. Even in the medical field, we know that, very recently there is a newer field emerging in the name of, personal drug designing. So person-specific drug prescription. So each individual is different. Even though we are all made up of the same kind of a biological constituent, each individual is different and they have their own mechanism. So a pill which is suggested to one individual may not be successful to the other individual. So that is the truth we are witnessing in our day-to-day life. We are witnessing that a same pill which is prescribed for headache may be working well in one individual and it may not be working with other individual. So that is why instead of speaking student-centric, we have to go for student-specific education. We need to classify the students. We need to, close Is it okay now, sir? Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's clear, sir.
Okay, okay. So we need to provide a students specific education. So we need to classify the students, and based on their ability, based on their talent, and based on the skills they have, we need to provide a variety of, curriculum, variety of syllabus, and that is why we call this as a cafeteria system. Already we have the CBCS choice-based credit system, and we say that choice-based credit system as a cafeteria system, so that the students can pick their own choice. And when we go for classifying the students, learners can be put under three categories: surface learners, achievers, and deep learners. So some of the students are going for surface learning, and some of the students are going for deep learning. And there are certain group of students, they have a strategic plan for learning. Their aim is to only achieve the goal. See here, surface learners, they're very good in reproducing approach. So whatever we are giving, simply they will reproduce. So they are good in regurgitating the things. They are working like a Xerox machine. Whatever we are giving, they are simply giving out. And they only feed on the surfaces. They are not at all interested to go deep. So they are only the surface reader, and they are very particular in seeing on the surface only. And they want to taste only the water and not the soup. They are not at all interested to go for tasting the soup. Instead, they are only interested to take the water only. So this is a kind of a student. They are called actually surface learners, and they are simply rote learners, and they are instrumental learners. So they just taste the dish. They are simply called as tasters. Simply they taste it. They don't want to enjoy that. When we go to the strategic learners, they are very much interested to achieve whatever task assigned to him. He is very much interested to achieve that, and his aim is only to achieve the goal, and he feel proud that he is achieving that. And he is a person with an attitude that is called a look at me. Always he is expecting appreciation from the people. By achieving the task given to him, he get that kind of a response from the crowd. So that is why he is a kind of a look at me person, and he is a scorer. Whatever you are assigning him, definitely he will score. In such a way, he plan and implement that strategy to get that score, and he is motivated to achieve that goal. See, he is only a person proud to taste it, and see, he is very conscious, so conscious on self-esteem only. And the third category is deep learners. Deep learners, they are they are very much interested to get some knowledge. I mean, dynamic knowledge. They have some inquisitive interest. Whatever they are given with, they will go for asking repeated questions like this. So this is a kind of a Socrates approach. So if you ask him to carry out any task, immediately he will ask, why I have to do this? What is the benefit of doing this? How I have to do this? All these questions he may raise. So such a kind of a very inquisitive personality, and he is very much interested to go for, analyzing the things, and after analyzing all those things, he want to get an excellent knowledge on the topic. So he is inferential, and he is a down-to-earth personality, and this group of students are called actually deep learners. And when you see these 21st century learners, so now we are living in the student mass in the 21st century, and when we closely analyze them, we are able to understand they are more self-directed. They are more self-directed, and they are better equipped to capture information, and they are more reliant on feedback from peers, and more inclined to collaborate, and more oriented toward being their own. They want to maintain their own identity. That is the very identity of the 21st century learners. And very interestingly, if you read this quote, all too often we are giving young people cut flowers when we should be teaching them to grow their own plants. So whatever we are giving is only a kind of a cut flowers, and we need to provide a skill so that they can grow flowers on their own. So we need to develop a methodology or a education policy wherein we can train the students to grow their own skills. So instead of giving this, I would like to remind this Gandhi's quote, a famous quote: instead of giving fishes to a person, train him to catch fishes. So that is the attitude here. We need to train the students to catch the fishes instead of giving fishes. So whatever we are giving in the classroom, it is only a syllabus oriented topics, and that is not enough to the students. 21st century students, they are not satisfied with this kind of topics in the syllabus. They need something more from the curriculum. And that is why we now we are used to talk like this, beyond curriculum, beyond classroom, like that we are talking. So we need to go for training the students to catch the fishes. We need newer approaches to meet them all. So we have such a kind of a very dynamic students in the 21st century. And so we need to frame teaching policies or teaching methodologies in order to satisfy their needs. And where can we find that common tool? Do we have any such common tool which can satisfy the surface learners and achievers and then deep learners? So we need to find a common tool where all the three group of students can get benefit. And if we have such a tool, how it works well for all classes? Is it applicable to all the classes? And we have a science stream, art stream, and so many the business stream, so many streams are there. So if we evolve a single tool, can we say that that single tool is applicable to all these group of people? And is it workable both in teaching and learning environments? So is it okay for professors and is it okay for students? That also we have to see that. Is it for teacher or learner? So if we develop that methodology, either it may be applicable to teacher or it may be applicable to learner. So we need to develop a common methodology that which can satisfy the needs of both teachers and the learners. So it means we need a panacea learning model. It must be a panacea learning model so that all the teaching community and also the stakeholders, they can get benefit from this panacea learning model. So everybody is searching to find such a model, and we are fortunate to get one such model recently. And when we consider the learning approaches to frame those models, we need to consider all these questions. Is it institution-centered, or teacher-centered, or money-centered, or learner-centered? So if it is institution-centered, and the students will prefer only that kind of institutions. If it is teacher-centered, then the students are very much interested to go after certain group of teachers only. And if it is money-centered, then we need to talk about the social justice here. So we are not able to, if the model is money-centered, then all the students cannot get benefit from that. And if it is learner-centered, then somehow it is okay. So we need to go for satisfying all these approaches, and we need to find a model, a common model where we can get benefit from in all these aspects. So we need to go for elevating the standard of the student to a teacher, and also sometimes we need to behave like teacher should behave like a student. So this kind of a win-win model we have to evolve. A win-win model should be evolved so that student can sometimes behave as a teacher, teacher can behave sometimes as a student. So here in this, just refer this quote, I am convinced that the best learning takes place when the learner takes charge. So if the learners are taking that responsibility, then only the success will be there. Unless otherwise the learners are not at all interested to take up the challenge and take up the charge, then there is no use at all, and there will not be any success. So we need to redefine or redeem the education now. So education, we have to consider three aspects: a new products, new processes, and new ways. So under new products, we have to go for framing new syllabi, new textbooks, and new educational resources we need to provide, we need to prepare, which can suit to the 21st century students. And for new processes, we have to go for introducing state-of-the-art services, ICT and e-learning. So ICT-enabled teaching learning environment must be there. A sound ICT-enabled teaching learning environment must be there, and it should be a e-learning environment. And new ways and e-governance must be there in all the institutions. So through this e-governance, as students and also all the stakeholders can be governed, and whatever they want to get through this e-governance, they can get. So in such a way, we have to make all the institutions under the e-governance umbrella. So these three areas we need to concentrate to redefine or redeem the new education. So newer products must be there, newer process must be there, and newer system must be there. So we have learning blooms here. So now we need to understand a newer technology is available that is called Bloom's taxonomy, and this is working like a magic wand that can satisfy the needs of the 21st century learners and teachers. So Bloom's taxonomy is providing all kind of facilities whatever questions we raised so far, answers are available under this one roof, that is Bloom's taxonomy. So it works well, but the thing is we need to adopt this in the right sense so that it will be very successful. So we know, most of you know very well, Benjamin Bloom was the person to introduce this methodology, Bloom's taxonomy, during the year 1956. And Bloom's taxonomy, under Bloom's taxonomy, Bloom considered three aspects. The cognitive skill is there, affective skill is there, and psychomotor skill is there. So cognitive skill is meant for mental skill, affective skill is meant for manual or physical skill, and psychomotor skill is meant for emotional skill. So it is a kind of head, hand, heart relationship. So it is a kind of activation trinity. Head, hand, heart should go in line, hand in hand, to get success in any kind of an approach. See here, Bloom's taxonomy, it starts from, we have a pyramidal structure. It starts from remembering and ends in creating a newer model. So remember at the first level, and then move to understand, and then apply, and then analyze, and then evaluate, and so then go for creating a thing. So when we closely analyze this pyramid, it takes a tapering top. It takes a tapering top. So remembering, understanding up to this level, the skills are very common. When you move upward, the skills are so sharp. So when we go reach the top, we need to get, very effective, very dynamic skills. This analysis, evaluation, and creation, all those things are very dynamic skills. On the right side, you can get the detail for all those things, remembering, recall facts and basic concepts. So when the students are in the college environment, they need to recall the things he studied so far. Maybe up to the 12th standard, what knowledge he gained, everything he has to remember. Whatever, that is why we used to say that there is a difference between teaching and lecturing. Teaching is introducing the concept, lecturing is expanding the knowledge. So in this case, remember, so the students already, he has some knowledge. He has some knowledge on the topic. And what we are doing in the higher education institution is nothing but we are expanding the knowledge of the students. So when we are taking an attempt to expand the knowledge of the students, automatically the student remember whatever he studied in the lower classes. And then once he get that remembrance and he is able to move to the next level, that is understanding. So when we go for this understanding level, we need to explain ideas or concept. Hello? Yes, சொல்லுங்க. சொல்லுங்க. அப்புறமா கூப்பிடு மேடம், நான் மீட்டிங்ல இருக்கேன். அப்புறம் கூப்பிடுங்க. So in the understanding level, we need to explain the concepts and the ideas, and then once the student is satisfied in this level, then he will move to the third level, that is application. He is able to apply that knowledge, and when he applies this knowledge, he will go for analyzing the positive and the pros and cons of that aspect. And then once he is able to analyze the things, he is able to evaluate, and at last, at the end, he will be a creator, and so he can create a new model. So this is actually the Bloom's taxonomy, and on a Bloom's taxonomy, we have different skill sets are there. It starts from remembrance up to creation. So this is a Bloom's wheel. So many aspects are available here. So it starts from the central circle and it expands to the periphery, and variety of these skills are available. So all those skills can be considered for the purpose of learning and also for teaching and even for going evaluation. So this is a Bloom's wheel. If you want to develop a new model which can suit for the 21st century student, and we need to analyze this Bloom's wheel, we need to adopt this Bloom's wheel in a successful way, in a very comfortable way, so that a new model will be evolved. So now, as far as this particular topic is concerned, we are going to see something about this. What is that? That experiential and interactive learning. So as far as these two particular aspects are concerned, and it is coming under the title cognitive domain. So cognitive domain is nothing but higher order thinking. So we need a higher order thinking to develop our cognitive skills. So in the pyramid I showed you, it starts from remember and it ends in creation. So creation is the higher order thinking. If a person is able to think in a very dynamic way, then only it is possible for him to go for creating something. So he should be so good in cognitive skills. So in this, as far as this experiential learning and interactive learning comes under this title cognitive domain. So it is with the brain power. It is with the brain power. One has to use his brain in a very dynamic way so that he can become a person with higher order thinking. So knowledge and the development are the intellectual skills, and they are actually the higher order thinking. So these two titles are coming under this aspect, this high cognitive domain of the Bloom's taxonomy, this experiential learning and interactive learning. So experiential learning is nothing but the knowledge we are getting out of our experience. So this picture can easily help you to understand what is this experiential learning. A baby can not walk immediately after birth. So it has to get some experience, and after getting that experience, after several falls and ups, he is able to walk. So this knowledge the baby is getting only out of the experience. So experiential learning is nothing but learning through experience. So it reflects play and reflection plays a role in this process. So by seeing the activities which is going close by, one can imitate or mimic that so that he can get some experience. And this cognitive development begins early in life. During the sensory motor stage lasts from birth to age 2. Up to age 2, the babies are getting knowledge only by experience, by feeding and for walking and for getting the things. For everything he used to get the knowledge. He repeatedly attempted to get that implement the task, and as a result he is able to get some knowledge from that. So this is how the knowledge is obtained out of experience only. So simply it can be explained like this: do it and ask what. If I do this thing, then what will happen? And then if something happened negative, then you go for asking so what, and then you can go for the next level, that is now what. Yes, negative results are obtained, and then what I have to do, and then you solve this negative result. I find an alternative way for that negative result, and again you do it and make it a successful one. So this is a way. It is nothing but an experience that will help to get knowledge. So expose yourself. We have to expose our students to various levels of experience so that they can get knowledge from various fields. So that is the logic concept here in this experiential learning. And another interesting aspect is Kolb's experiential learning cycle. Kolb was the person to develop a learning cycle, and the learning cycle picture is available here. So he identified several levels in the learning cycle. So concrete experience, reflective observation, abstract conceptualization, and active experimentation. These are the different steps in the experiential learning cycle. So concrete experiences, a new experience or situation is encountered or reinterpretation of existing experience. So a person may be exposed to a new experience. So getting that experience, he can get some knowledge, and that is it begins here. This concrete experience. So by involving oneself in a play, or acting in a movie, or acting in a drama, or writing a poem, like that, one has to involve himself in any activity. So in that activity, he can get some knowledge, and that is a concrete experience. And the second level is reflective observation. So here, writing and thinking, particular importance or any inconsistencies between experience and understanding. So this will help the student or the any person to understand any inconsistency between between experience and the reality. So that is coming under reflective observation. And then abstract conceptualization. It gives a new idea or a modification of an existing abstract concept. So in this level, an individual can go for different, think in a different way to evolve a newer idea or a newer model. Why it is happening like this? So that kind of a question may be raised by the individual. As a result, he can develop a newer idea, and that will help to arrive an abstract conceptualization. And then the last one is active experimentation. After getting this idea, that individual can go for experimenting it. If success is there, then that will be a newer idea. So this is the goals experiential learning cycle. It is quite easy, very simple. It's very simple methodology, but it is giving in a very technical way. So it is nothing but getting experience, getting knowledge from experience. So experiential learning is nothing but getting knowledge from experience only. So we need to expose ourselves to various kinds of experiences so that we can get various knowledge, and that knowledge will help us to, evolve newer ideas. Then comes interactive learning. So as far as interactive learning is concerned, so we need to go for, various resources. Associated resources must be there, and these associated resources can help us to go for interactive learning. So the word itself, you can get the meaning that is interactive learning. We need to interact with various resources. Maybe a person-to-person, interpersonal interaction may be there, or the devices. We have to interact with various kinds of devices, and nowadays we are living in the age of this ICT-enabled tools and technologies. So we are living with ICT-enabled tools. So as far as the interactive learning is concerned, we need to, use these ICT tools and techniques for our learning and teaching activities. So ICT resources are the major resources here, which can help us to go for interactive learning. So interactive learning is a holistic methodology that has both online and offline components. I already told you we have to refer both this online and offline aspects to satisfy the needs of our teaching and learning skills. So here it is only a hands-on experience. In interactive learning, we get some hands-on experience and real-world process of relaying information in classrooms. So it is a passive. We can say that passive learning and interactive learning. The learning can be viewed under two heads like this: passive learning and interactive learning. Passive learning is nothing but simply sitting inside the classroom and we are watching the lecture, and whatever available in the blackboard or whatever the teachers are saying, simply the students are taking notes like that. That is passive learning. Whereas interactive learning is helping the student to sharpen their critical thinking skills, which are fundamental to the development of analytical reasoning, because the students are able to interact with various resources. One he can interact with the teacher, and the next level he can go for referring several resources. Say for example, books may be there, or the internet. Nowadays internet is there, and he can visit various websites and he can get plenty of information, and that will help him to go for sharpening, help him to sharpen his critical thinking skill. So this interactive skill will help the students to frame several questions, help the students to ask repeated question. As a result, at the end, he can get some knowledge. So that will help the students, that will make the students to interact or collaborate with his peers and also in groups, and that will help him to get some indispensable skill as workplace become more team-based in structure. So when he is moving with the team, he is able to get variety of knowledge, and all these knowledges are put together. A cocktail of knowledge will be there, and this cocktail of experience will help the individual to get a newer knowledge. So we can see the interactive learning strategies like this: enhanced lecture, flipped classroom, peer instruction, and team-based learning. So these are the strategies which can come under the title this interactive learning. Now let us see one by one this enhanced lecture. So enhanced lecture, a teacher can go for expanding his lecture by using various modes of lecturing. So nowadays smart boards are there. So by using the smart board, we can take the student to the next level, and by asking the students to browse into the internet, and we can help the students to get variety of knowledge. So this is how a teacher can enhance his lecturing skill. Simply a chalk and talk methodology is not sufficient nowadays, and we have to go to the next level of exposing the students to various kinds of resources, offline resources and online resources. As far as this resources are concerned, nowadays online resources are playing a major role. We know that we are living in the pandemic period, and this pandemic period is now we are very lucky to have this online modes. Because of this online modes, it is possible for us to take the classes, and the students can attend the classes, and even we can go for conducting examination and evaluating the scripts, and at last we are able to declare the results also. So it is because of these online facilities available right now. So flipped classroom. So it is a kind of a reverse order methodology. So in the normal days, what we are doing is we are taking lecture inside the classroom and the students are watching. So after listening the lecture, the students will go to their home and they will carry out certain homeworks. After that, he can get some knowledge. But here in the flipped classroom, it is not like that. Before taking lecture on a particular topic, we are asking the students to get knowledge in that particular topic by visiting various resources, because internet facilities are available, websites are there, various websites are available, and we can simply announce the title, and then you can ask the student to get some knowledge about the title, and maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow you can take class on that. So in the meantime, students will prepare for the topic, and so that he can come with the basic knowledge and even some extended knowledge, and that will give a different experience to the students. So the flipped classroom is a very creative classroom, and this will help the students, especially the deep learners. Especially the deep learners, they are largely benefited out of this flipped classroom. So attending this flipped classroom, they are able to, duck out their knowledge. What knowledge they are getting, what is the innate potential they are getting, it may be coming out from the students because of this flipped classroom. So with his own preparation about a particular topic, after getting a enormous knowledge in the topic, when once if he attend the classes, and that knowledge will be increased. When he attends the lecture, the knowledge already he gained out of this various resources, online resources, that will help him to elevate the level of his knowledge. So flipped classroom, it works like this. This traditional model is like this. Simply we are lecturing, and then the students will go for doing homework. Whereas in flipped classroom, so they will listen the lecture online or from various resources, and then he will attend the classroom, and he will involve in classroom activities, group activities, and they will integrate themselves so that they can get an excellent knowledge in the topic. So that is the advantage of flipped classroom. And chatbots are there. Chatbot is a computer program that simulates human conversation through voice commands or text chats or both. So there is no need for the meeting of the student and student and the teacher. Instead, the chatbots are there, and the chatbots are helping the student to simply listen the commands given by the teacher or the lectures given by the teacher simply by listening, and he can prepare on their own about the topic. So the artificial intelligence software that can simulate a conversation or a chat with a user in natural language through messaging applications or website or mobile apps or through the telephone. So there is no need for face-to-face meeting. Instead, several modes are available. A teacher can deliver all his lectures through these modes, and the students or the learners can listen from a remote place, and he can get a knowledge on the topic. So the chatbot activities include like this: MCQ bot. So simply we can conduct MCQ test. That is actually one respect. There is no need for face-to-face contact for conducting this MCQ test. So simply we can conduct this online test. Simply we can conduct this test online. That is MCQ test. So learning outcomes, learning contents, and technical design, everything is given here. One is MCQ model, another one is case study. So we can ask the student to go for some conducting some case studies. So he can carry out certain case studies, and after the completion of the case study, he is able to prepare a report. It is like a project report. So once he completes the project report, he is able to get a good knowledge in that field. And dictionary bot. So for any kind of a definition, to understand this concept, basic concepts, scientific concepts, for all these aspects, dictionary bot is there. So this is how it prevents face-to-face contact. Instead of meeting each other, simply through these online modes, we can convey all these kind of activities. So peer instruction, it is nothing but a group discussion. So individually, the students can get some knowledge. So when we go for peer meeting, peer discussion, and they will interact themselves to evolve newer idea. So whatever idea they are getting, that will be rectified, that will be corrected, that will be commented on. Commented. As a result, at last they are able to find a very beautiful idea. That is with the use of this peer instruction. And team-based learning. So it is team-based learning can be conducted both in offline and also online. So even nowadays we are asking the student to sit in groups and go for discussing on a particular topic, and at last we are asking them to get an idea. So that is team-based learning. This team-based learning is also helping the students to go for getting good knowledge about a particular topic. So for this purpose, they have to prepare, and then they have to get ready themselves to carry out any test or analysis, and then he has to apply on a focused exercise that the team wants to complete during class. So team-based learning is a different aspect so that the students can get a different knowledge. It is an effective way to build a collaborative learning environment no matter the class size. So we need not worry about the class size, whether it is 100 or 200, we need not worry about that. So we can isolate them in groups, and in group learning, they are able to get a good knowledge. So, and then I already told you, we have this online modes, or their online modes of learning is available. And in the 21st century learning, the students must be well aware of all those aspects. So I would like to just focus the online learning modes available for the students. This is actually the interactive learning purpose. For interactive learning purpose, several provisions are available. All these provisions are online provisions, and our government is giving all these kind of chances to our students to learn online. So the SWAYAM is one portal. So the students can take, these modules here, and they can acquire skills, and they can satisfy their needs. Whatever they want to learn, simply by visiting this website and joining certain courses, they can also get some certificates, and he can get good knowledge. SWAYAM is one portal, and Diksha, this is digital infrastructure for school education. It is meant for school education, so the school students can get information, plenty of information about their textbooks and various other related knowledge by visiting this website. So it is one nation, one digital platform. So it is one digital platform for all the schools in our country. And this is e-Pathsala. So this is also, it is meant for PG students. So PG students can get an extended knowledge by visiting this e-Pathsala. And Swayam Prabha. So this is a TV channel. So different channels are available for each and every subject. Channels are there. For science stream there is a channel. For arts stream there is a channel. For commerce stream there is a channel. So the students can visit this Swayam Prabha channel through online, and they can get some. They can see online classes, and they can also attend certain online examinations. So there is no need for visiting the classroom, and there is no need for listening the classroom lectures. So they can simply sitting in their home, they can learn everything from the desktop. And this is National Digital Library of India. So this is a central library for all educational institutions in our country. So you can get plenty of information here in all topic. So for this interactive learning, all these sites are interactive in nature. The students can interact, and they can get whatever they want. And Sudh Sindhu, this is for higher education, electronic resources, even for thesis. For researcher, this site is very helpful. MPhil thesis and PhD thesis and publication papers published, everything can be viewed in this Sudh Sindhu. NPTEL, this is another site where you can get recorded lectures are there, recorded lectures by experts all over the country, and students can listen to the lectures, and they can expand their knowledge. And they can also undergo some training programs conducted by NPTEL continuously. Virtual labs are there for science students. For certain experiments, they can attend this virtual lab. So the virtual lab, they can get knowledge about the practicals. Whatever practical they are doing in the practical laboratories, they can do all the practicals virtually in this portal, this virtual lab. So all these platforms, all these portals are interactive in nature. And I told you, as far as this particular topic is, today's topic is concerned, interactive learning is the major area. So for interactive learning, without ICT, there is no interactive learning at all. So These information communication technology tools and techniques are largely helping the students to go for this interactive learning. So by interacting with these tools and techniques, students can enrich their knowledge. MOOC is another aspect here. It becomes popular nowadays. MOOC, massive open online courses. So students can join any course of their interest, and they can study for some time, maybe a month period or a 6 months period or 1 year period. You can study, and after the completion of this MOOC course, they can get a certificate. So this is an additional course. We know that in our curriculum, we are adding this value-added courses. So these are all the value-added courses. Several value-added courses are available in MOOC, and the students independently can join in these MOOC courses and study everything online and appear examination online, and also the degree will also be distributed online. So this MOOC portal and various other online resources are available in our country. I'm simply giving the list here. So these are all meant for interactive learning. Gyan Darshan, Jnanavani, so many such net resources are available, and these resources are helping the students to go for interactive learning and to expand their knowledge. So at last, this Bloom is witnessing a blooming success here, and Bloom taxonomy is very particular in enriching the qualitative and quantitative knowledge of the students. So this, if we properly adopt this Bloom taxonomy, definitely the students will be largely benefited, and their qualitative and quantitative knowledge will be increased. So they have a better knowledge, more effective skills, and they have a very dynamic competencies, and their character will be developed, and they are value oriented, and they are character oriented, and the effective job placement will be there, and job performance will also be good. So because of this kind of interactive learning, as far as the quantitative skills are concerned, they have a good, they will get a good result in examination, and they can get a great volume of information, and they can get a good amount of skills and competencies, and the enrollment in the colleges, number of enrollment in the colleges will also be increased, and the students' performance can be measured, and all those things can be happened because of this interactive learning by various various web portals available. So just before concluding that, I would like to compare this 21st century teacher and learner. So on the left, you can see a professor. On the right, you can see a learner. See the status of the 21st century teacher and learner here. So 21st century teacher must be a person with a 360-degree knowledge. He should be aware of all the skills, offline and online skills. He should be thorough in all these skills, and he has to attend all these activities. He should be an expert in all these activities. On the right side, you are able to see the learner. So the learner is so dynamic and highly exposed, and he is capable of communicating and so creative, and he is innovative in his ideas, and information literacy is very sound as far as the learners are concerned, and he is also able to think critically. So in order to meet all these skills, a professor must equip himself in all these aspects, so that there is a kind of a win-win situation from teacher and learner. So the future will be about pairing the artificial intelligence of computers with cognitive, social, and emotional capabilities of humans, so that we educate first-class humans, not second-class robots. So we are able to evolve, we are able to create first-class humans, not second-class robots. Thank you very much for your passionate listening. If you want to ask anything, any question, you may ask now.
So thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Any
There is
questions?
some, yes, sir, yes, sir. There are some questions raised by Johi Chaturvedi.
Yes.
Choice-based credit system will be what percentage of total credits? And yes, and two more questions from her, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you differentiate between the different learners in the term of um, kinesthetic, visual, auditory learning styles? And fifth step in Bloom's taxonomy is
Yes.
sometimes synthesized also. Which one is
Yes.
correct? And the final question of her is blended learning same as interactive learning? Is it? So these are all the
Blended
questions
learning is
raised by
interactive
Joseph.
learning. Of course, to some extent it is right, ma'am. To some extent, this blended learning is nothing but an interactive learning. But in blended learning, both modes are available, offline and online modes are available. So whether it is offline or online, so both the things can be included. And blended learning is nothing but a kind of an interactive learning. And
Yes,
then
sir.
you are asking something about the credits. Can I get the question again, ma'am? The credits.
Uh, yes, sir. Choice-based credit system will be what percentage of total credits?
So it is already visible, it is quite obvious. For UG degree, it is 140, and for PG degree, it is 90 credits are there. In
Yes, sir.
any grade sheet, you can see this, for part one, this much credits, and part two, part three, part four, part five, like that. And the 140 credits are distributed all the part five for UG degree, and 90 credits are distributed to the part one, part and part three, like that. It is
Yes, sir.
140 for UG and 90 for PG.
Yes, sir. Sir, and one more comment. This is from
Yes,
Lenin Bharati, sir.
yes, sir.
Well, hands-on learning can be a form of experiential learning.
Definitely, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. If you are asking your student to prepare a chocolate, then definitely it will be a hands-on experience.
Yes, sir. And one more question also, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. This is also from Lenin Bharati, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the main role of facilitators during experiential learning? And the another one is from Veera Raja, sir. Explain how to get the practical experience from the virtual lab.
Virtual practical experience.
Yes, sir.
For science students, it is very comfortable because nowadays in all the science departments, especially in biology, we should not disturb the biodiversity. So we need to save the biodiversity. In order to save the biodiversity, softwares are the government is giving certain softwares. So if you want to dissect a frog or if you want to dissect a plant, so virtually we can do that. We need not go for collecting animal or collecting plant and then dissect it. So by doing so, we are depleting the biodiversity around us. So in order to save the biodiversity, you get this the same experience virtually. So for example, we are watching YouTube videos and we are doing various kinds of activities in our home, especially for cooking some dishes. We are simply watching the YouTube and we are doing that. So in the same way, virtually the practicals we can carry out. If you want to open the frog, the stomach of a frog, virtually you can do that. So everything is available in the software. So by doing so, the diversity can be conserved.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Gratitude is a powerful catalyst for happiness. I would like to call Mrs. K. Tamilchelvi, Head Department of Computer Science, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon. I feel extremely honored and privileged to deliver the vote of thanks on the sixth day of 7 Days Faculty Development Program. First and foremost, I would like to submit my sincere gratitude to our resource person, Dr. R. Kannan, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Botany, NGM College, Pollachi, for his valuable and informative speech on the topic Interactive and Experiential Learning Approach for Cultivating Innovation Amongst Students. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next, I would like to thank our management for allowing us to organize the 7 Days FDP program. I also take this opportunity to thank our beloved principal, Dr. B. Subramani, who has been instrumental in elevating our college to the higher levels of reputation and glory. Thank you, sir. I also thank our IQAC coordinator, Mrs. Kaunti, Associate Professor and Head, Department of Mathematics CA, for organizing such a wonderful FDP program for 7 days. I would like to submit my sincere thanks to our Dean Languages, Dr. Manjula Suresh, and MBA Director, Dr. Krishna Kumar, for their support and coordination. I also thank all our heads of departments, faculty members, technical team members, and the participants from other colleges for their active participation and for making this session a successful one. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Story
you,
has
ma'am.
a yes, sir.
Excuse me, madam. So I would like to once again I would like to thank the principal and management authorities and the IKC coordinator and the team who is associating in conducting this FDP program. So I would like to specially thank all of you. Thank you very much for inviting me and giving me a chance to perform in this virtual platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your valuable presence, sir.
Thank you.
Story has have any number of endings, but its a start is a singular choice we make today. Tomorrow, the final day of faculty development program. Program will start at 11 a.m. on the topic Innovation and Challenges in Curriculum Design. Will lecture by Dr. A. Mail Murugan, Associate Professor and Head Department of Commerce, the Madura College, Madurai. Thank you all. This is an announcement for the participants. Participants, kindly fill the feedback link. It's already dropped in the comment box. And kindly subscribe our YouTube channel, SNMV Cash Coimbatore, for the further information. This is an announcement for the participants. Participants, kindly click the feedback link is already dropped in the comment box. And kindly subscribe our YouTube channel, SNM Vikas Coimbatore, for the further information. Thank you all.
சார் எப்படி சார் கட் பண்ணுங்க சார்
Okay, sir.